Good morning, Health Science 3202. This course is Topics of Environmental Health and Occupational Health. My name is Professor Van Dyke, and I'm going to give you this first video today, and we'll probably also give you your second video, which is to cover the lecture for Thursday. So the course goes Tuesday, Thursday from 9 to 10:15 a.m. Obviously there is no classroom, and there really aren't office hours. But I want everyone to know, first and foremost, that as your professor, I want to be able to be accessible to you for a good deal of time. So I will be answering emails throughout the week. I try to stay on top of my emails. So if you have any questions, make sure and send me emails. I am going to be doing videos like this throughout the semester. If I don't get a lot of people watching them, I may stop doing them, but we'll send you detailed instructions on what you need to do over the announcements. So you have to follow Blackboard. Most importantly, you have to keep up with the announcements on Blackboard. You have to read the PowerPoints that I post for you, and you have to ask me questions if you have questions. And certainly these videos will be very helpful to you. So I want you to make sure that you view the videos, and hopefully they will be of assistance to you. So make sure and continue to do that, okay? So what I'm going to do is, with this first video, I'm going to cover the syllabus, and then I will post another video to give you your first lecture, which is basically going to serve to cover the materials for Thursday. So for the syllabus is pretty straightforward. It is posted. You can read it. I would encourage you to do so. So I'm going to just hit some of the highlights here first, and just let you know exactly what we're going to be covering. We are going to be covering environmental health and occupational health. So if you took my what used to be course 352, you'll see a lot of similarities, and some of the PowerPoints are going to be very similar, but I am going to be making changes to those. I posted all my PowerPoints already, but we'll be changing those as the semester goes on. So make sure that you stay on top of reading them before the exams to make sure that you've caught those changes. But for the most part, they're going to stay roughly the same. So you've seen my first PowerPoint is very different from 352, but the material is also very similar as well. So College of Natural Science, we really want to make strong leaders. We want to make staff. We want to make people that are going out as professionals in the field that are going to be durable, employable, and strong. So definitely keep that in mind, that our goal is to make you a better individual working in the field of environmental health. And you all know the mission. You're all familiar with the mission of the department. We want you to graduate. We want you to be strong in your sciences, and we want you to do well. I'm not going to read this syllabus word for word. You can do that on your own, but hopefully this video will help to kind of guide your path in regard to what it is that you need to do. So the topics of environmental health and occupational health, this is a 3-unit class. It is a semester course. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things in regard to occupational health that makes this course a little bit different from environmental health. If it's on the PowerPoint, if it's in the video, it's fair game for your exams. But again, I'd really like to try to make sure that you're very well prepared. If you've had me for any other courses, you know that I don't like to surprise you. I want you to know exactly what's going on, and I want you to do very well in this course. So we emphasize content of public health, aspects of environmental and occupational health. So we're going to be talking about sources. We're going to be talking about substances, toxic substances, whether they be chemical, biological, physical. We're going to be talking about routes of exposure. So these are all things that we're going to be looking at with this course. And again, I do encourage you to read the syllabus, but make sure with the PowerPoints that you actually do read through those. The videos are more designed to assist you and point out some of the more important areas, but again, I will try to make the videos as succinct as possible. Student learning excuse me, student learning outcomes. We again, there are specific things that we need to be able to measure that you're able to learn. Course learning outcomes. Again, I'll be stressing risk assessment very strongly. I'll want you to understand the regulatory process, but not in great detail. Really, just more to kind of understand risk assessment and risk management. We will be talking about some significant gaps in the knowledge base for risk assessment and things that you'll need to want to be doing better when you actually get out into the field. There will be a paper and a presentation that are going to be exactly the same as my previous courses, but I'll discuss those as well. And they're also posted under the special assignments section for Blackboard. So you can find that in the course materials section. So with evaluation, you're going to have 2 midterms. You're going to have your special assignment, which is worth 40 points. You're going to have your final exam, and there is attendance feature that I probably will just go ahead and give everybody 20 points, providing that we're getting good participation with the class. Otherwise, I'll just scrap attendance altogether, and I won't count the 20 points. Grading scale is pretty straightforward. Policies and procedures, guidelines on academic dishonesty. You will write a paper again, and I don't want any plagiarism, certainly, so I will be running those through checkers for plagiarism. Commitment to diversity. This is one of the most diverse campuses in the United States, so we really do a good job with that. Students with disabilities. You definitely want to contact Students with Disability Services at U-Haul 183. The telephone number is 909-537-5238. So make sure and contact them if you have any questions or concerns, and we're certainly here to help in any way that we can. So don't wait till the week before the exam and tell me that you have to have a special accommodation. Give me a little bit of notice so that I can work with you and make sure that you're prepared for the exam. Student conduct, I expect that you're going to do your very best. You don't really need the book for this course. Most of the information that you get will be through the videos, the PowerPoints. Really, the PowerPoints are going to be the key for this course, is to understand those PowerPoints and ask me questions that you need. Withdrawal from the course is your responsibility. I don't know if you're coming or not, so make sure and withdraw if you choose to. With regard to technology, you have to have access to a computer. You have to have access to Blackboard. You have got to follow my announcements. Please read the announcements. I'm not asking you for much. I'm designing this course so it's flexible for you. We will not do Zoom meetings. They are not working well. I prefer to just go ahead and make videos and post those videos to YouTube. So do keep that in mind. I'm available through Coyote email at william.vandyke@csusb.edu. The course workload is pretty straightforward, but I think you'll find that in general, you're not going to put a ton of work into this course to be able to keep up with it. There is no makeup work. I don't give makeup exams. You need to make sure that you're available for those exams. If you don't make it to the exam, which is going to be online, obviously, and I will post those exams usually early in the day, and we'll give you several hours to complete them. But if you miss that exam, there's nothing I can do. Okay, you're going to miss out on the points, or I'm going to make you write an extremely long paper, which is going to feel fairly punitive to you. So don't miss the exams. The course content is very similar to Health Science 352, but again, I'm going to be focusing heavily on occupational health as well. So there will be some components that will be the same, some that will be different. So make sure and key in on those. With the class schedule, you'll notice that the materials are broken down by week, and usually what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the videos for you as early as possible, but we'll have those PowerPoints available to you well in advance of the week. So do keep that in mind. You need to watch the videos, You need to read the PowerPoints, and you need to stay up with my announcements. Nothing is more frustrating than making an announcement, writing up an announcement, putting information in the video, and then having students contact me and ask me the same questions that I've covered repeatedly. It kind of hurts my feelings, to be honest with you, if I've already told you multiple times in different formats, and then you ask me that question over email. It seems kind of lazy. And here's the deal: with online courses, it can be a real challenge to try to stand out as a student. And for the most part, with online courses, I don't get to know my students. So if you ask me for a letter of recommendation, a lot of the time all I have is our communications over email. And certainly if you are one of those folks that ask me questions that I've already covered, your letter of recommendation is not going to shine. It's basically going to say that you were a student in my course and that you passed my course. So keep that in mind, okay? So the class schedule is pretty straightforward. I will post another video before the end of the day today, which is going to be on environmental and occupational health. It is already on Blackboard, so you can read it and look it over. If you feel very confident in the materials that you've read, you don't necessarily have to watch the video. It's not mandatory, but I would like for you to watch them, and I will try to keep them as succinct as possible. So if you look at, for instance, week 1, we're going to be covering syllabus, university policies, which we're doing right now, and then we're going to be covering environmental, occupational health, public health perspective. So that's week 1, and then we go on from there. You'll notice at week 6, we have the midterm exam number 1, and you will be turning in some information in regard to what you're going to be writing on for your paper and your presentation. With that is the end of the syllabus, so we're going to go ahead and discuss the special assignment right now. The special assignment is really going to be covering something of interest to you in regard to environmental health and occupational health. I want it to be of interest to you. This should be something that you want to write on. Okay, so again, the paper is going to be at least 3 pages, no less than 3 pages, okay? And don't put a cover page on it that's going to count as a page count, okay? Don't put a references page and try to count that as a page count. You need 3 solid written pages, which is not hard to do. So please do that. Write 3 pages for me on something in regard to environmental health and occupational health, okay? It needs to be a peer-reviewed journal that you're covering, okay? So you can write on multiple peer-reviewed journal articles if you choose to, but make sure that at least one of those articles that you're covering is a peer-reviewed journal article, okay? So again, this is very similar to 352. You're gonna read some research, and you're going to write about that research, and that's going to be the paper. Now, the presentation, I encourage you to be very creative with it. I want you to be creative. I want you to cover the materials that you wrote about. So for your presentation, obviously you can't come to class. Obviously, I don't want to do this over Zoom meetings, because Zoom is a handful. So I want you to be creative. You can do a PowerPoint and do voiceover. You can send that to me over email. You can do videos like I'm doing right here with my iPhone. This works very well. So I don't want you to make it too complicated, but get creative with it, because this is the thing that's going to make you stand out in my class. So I really want you to do that. With regard to the paper and presentations, read it over. Ask me your questions, because certainly this is a very cursory covering of it. But I want you to write in APA format, unless you are MLA for some reason, but I assume that all of you are writing in APA, so make sure and use APA format. Again, the paper should be no less than 3 pages, and your presentation should be creative, about 5 minutes. But essentially, you're just going to cover the materials that you wrote about in your paper, okay? So that's pretty much going to cover the syllabus. Again, I will do a succinct video, as succinct as possible. I'm going to try and keep your videos under 30 minutes just because when they get longer, they get to be a challenge to upload. My videos are going to be on YouTube, and I will send you the links to those videos. So with that in mind, I hope we have a great semester. And again, communicate with me as frequently as possible because I enjoy hearing from you, and I enjoy hearing that you are paying attention and that you're having questions and that you're interested in this topic. So with that, I'm going to sign off on the first video and look for that second video today as well. Okay, so thank you so much, and send me those email questions, william.vandyke@csusb.edu. Thank you.